Hello, everyone. I'm very, very happy to be here with the Meenal. The Meenal got All India Rank 2 in the CLAT. So, first of all, congratulations, Meenal.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
and how are you feeling now?
Sir, it feels amazing. You never expect to get a rank in top three or even one digit when you are writing the exam. So it was a very, very pleasant surprise.
Wonderful. Did you expect that you will get a pretty high rank during your preparation stage? Did you think about actually?
Definitely not, sir. I expected an NLU at
Okay.
best. I expected not an NLU at worst. I did not expect even Bangalore, let alone rank two.
Why is it so? What happened in the preparation?
Uh,
Did you have a lot of ups, downs in your
But
preparation journey?
everyone would say GK is the thing that will get you into an NLU, and I was very bad at GK.
Okay.
For my entire preparation, I would go to 12, 11. Sometimes I went to one digit in GK. So that was very discouraging at times.
So maybe that would have helped in this class. You not therefore you're not banking on GK. Is that did that
I
help?
never ranked in GK.
Okay, and let's discuss through your journey. So you've taken all the mock tests. I'm assuming.
I took most of them. I missed one or two, but then I took them in the last week of preparation in the last month. I tried to give every mock that was uploaded.
Okay, so let's start with what kind of scores that you've started, and take us through the journey. It'll be wonderful
I
for people.
started somewhere in 80s. I went up to 115 plus really fast, and then I
Okay.
went down to 80 really fast, and then it took time to get up to three digits again.
So you started at 80, went up. You were very
Yes,
happy. Then
yes,
it went down.
yes.
So, so during that period of time, it would be very crazy, right? How many months was it like you were stuck at 80?
I was stuck in 80s and 90s till even till February, March.
Okay.
I would get a couple of hundreds, but then it would be back to 91, 92, and then it was a cycle.
So what changed? What changed to start getting back to this understand? What are the key things that you did?
So in the beginning, I was experimenting a lot with the order of the questions, how many to attempt, how to attempt. When I got that fixed, that okay, this is the order I'll go to, these are the questions I'll attempt, I won't waste time on this. That's when the score started stabilizing above 100. And once the basics were out of the question, I could actually start studying for GK. So, you know, the scores pulled up finally. So that
Okay,
helped a bit.
so you're saying that initially you're saying that you experiment a bit, and then you found your foot holding,
Yes.
and you said you were talking about the fact that you were discouraged a lot. What for a long period of time? So what happened there?
So obviously, I think everyone has downloaded that CLAT rank merit list once, and they keep tallying their scores with it again and again. What rank will I get? So when I would look at my rank on the leaderboard, that it's sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 150 in CL. So that was
Okay.
quite discouraging. That percentile is nowhere, and I still have to keep on giving the next mock. So it was more of a routine than something I felt I had to do. It was just okay, every Sunday I have to give a mock.
So what were the things that kept you going in your preparation? Or I think who are the
Yeah.
inspiration or what stuff you did to keep going and keep fighting this journey?
So on one hand, there were a lot of people, my family, they kept encouraging me, my mother, father, they all kept encouraging me to give mocks. There were friends, school friends, those who were preparing for CLAT, those who weren't. I would just talk to them and they're like, no, keep going, just keep giving the exam. And that helped. And those few mocks I did score well in. Those helped keep me going that okay, I scored well at that time, I can do that again. So yeah, it was a lot of factors.
Okay, so you would actually mm, um, uh, you started this CLAT preparation for 2 years, right? So I believe that if I currently you are in the online classes of career launcher for those साल क्या था कि one year, sorry, 1 year, 1.5 years, how many years?
It was 1 year, but yeah, I gave mocks even before that. So for classes, I attended classes for 1 year.
Okay. So what so typically not many people look at a 2 year program. Why did you decide to look at one? So it's like in 11th standard you were was the idea of the law a little late
No,
in
I
your
want to pursue law,
okay.
but I thought 11th was a bit too early. I thought that I might actually get stagnant over a period of time if I devote that much time. So
Okay.
maybe 1 year would be more intense than a 2 year course. I wanted to be at a good point when I was actually giving
Okay.
CLAT, not tired and exhausted.
Okay, 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 wonderful. So there is so let's get to lot many students who will be taking the CLAT in the future would be listening to you, and they will be keen to know in terms of what your routine, what are the few things that you did in your preparation. So overall basis, can you share some light on that?
In the beginning, I just took a few mocks for a month or two. I figured out what the issue was instead of starting studying, I figured out issues first. So my major issue was I couldn't complete the paper because CLAT is a very reading based. It's a very long paper. So for a few months, I just focused on increasing my speed, taking mocks, reading a variety of topics. Topic by topic, I went through it. Like once the reading speed is increased, okay, now the problem is maths. So let's increase speed in maths. Then let's move on to GK. What's the best we can do there? So it went step by step instead of all at once.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you used your mock test as a key preparation tool to let you know
Definitely,
what the problem is, and then you kept on addressing this problem, uh, irrespective of the fact that whatever is your percentile was, whatever rank was, though
because
you were yeah.
there are a variety of mocks. So sometimes a mock is very long, it's very difficult. So you have to get used to that as well. That you still have to complete the paper somehow.
Right.
Just go through the paper.
Okay. So you had your which board were you in?
I was in
You,
CBSE.
so you had exams during the last.
Had two boards
Huh?
I had two boards between CLAT preparation. My entire batch had to give two boards. So that was not
And
very great.
how did you manage your boards prep and clad prep? How did you manage?
In first term, once I had gone through the basics, I even stopped mocks for a month, which was not good. That was just the board's pressure. I had to stop giving mocks. So I didn't make the same mistake in the second board exam. I did study for my boards. I gave pre-boards in school. I tried to go according to the school's calendar instead of my own. And then I did keep on giving mocks. I kept on focusing on my weak areas and I did not leave GK. So that kept the momentum going even in the last month.
Wonderful. So, so did you have to sacrifice many things for your clad prep,
It
or it's like
wasn't a lot. I did keep in touch with my friends. I did go out. I did have to cut up a bit on, say, books I read for fun or some shows I would binge watch. But that was somewhat of a reward that, okay, I'll watch it over a weekend instead of every single day. Once I'm done with this set of work, I'll watch something. So
yeah?
I didn't have to sacrifice a lot. I just kept it going.
Okay, so you said that you minimized a few things here and there, but did ensure that you had your fun, and
Yeah, I
I'm sure.
think it did
Yeah,
too much.
I think it's going to be a if you only do clad, I'm sure it's going to be very problematic.
No, it's not good.
So in terms of let's say that though it is not a sort of in terms of what would be the typical sort of study time that you spend on a weekly basis,
Uh,
so
it
for your
depended on month to month. The month I was swamped with CBSE projects or exams, I could only give mocks, focus 2 hours maybe on GK,
okay.
uh, maybe 1 hour every day. I did not leave the newspaper even when I was giving my exams, so that helped a lot. It kept the habit of reading going. But once I was done with my boards, I did devote 6 to 7 hours at least just solving mocks and questions. So
One minute. This when board is when did the board get done?
my board get done on 10th June.
So you're saying are you saying the 6 hours is after this 10th June the board or the term one?
Just during the month board is going on, I wouldn't give a lot of time to CLAT. But
Okay.
before that, I would devote a sufficient. It wasn't basically time. It was a list of things I had to do. If it got done early, that's great. I have free time. Otherwise, you keep going till night.
So, Meenal, now this problem the next year for next admission cycle, the CLAT is happening in December. Right. Huh? Yeah. So now we are in the month of June almost. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It's about 7 months that people have, and I'm guessing that CBSE will still have the term exam around them. Term one.
I am not sure, sir.
Ah,
They
okay, I don't
keep
know. I don't know
taking.
what how. Okay, I don't know what they'll do. So let's assume that let's say a student who is taking the CLAT in December for the next admission cycle comes to you and asks you, okay, tell me what should I do? So what could be your advice to those students who are looking for CAT? You can count on one, two, three, four things that you have in mind that will be very
Uh,
helpful.
don't stop reading the newspaper. It keeps you up with GK. It gets your reading done. Do not stop giving mocks under any circumstances. It'll break the flow, and then it'll be very hard to get back up. Do search for time whenever you feel comfortable studying. Don't study at a particular time just because everyone else is doing it in the morning. I have to study in the morning. If you find it comfortable studying in the evening or night, just have to work. You just have to be productive. It doesn't matter when you are productive. I think uh, listened to that one in some video of the last CLAT topper. It really impacted me.
So you saw a video of Manar, I think, no, last year, and now
It was Shruti. She had ranked
Shruti.
and she said everyone has their own productivity. I think that uh, was worth a lot.
Okay, okay, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Meenal is saying is three things. One is that newspaper is something that must be done every single day because that is going to help in GK. Second, you're saying that never stop mock. Consistently take mock and also learn from the mock. And third is, yeah, third you're saying that make in terms of timing, make something that works for you. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So is there I would want to get into certain specific subject. So for example, how did you build your comprehension? What are the things that you did there? Because majority of the paper is comprehension. Did you do anything specific there?
Mhm. So, my issues were mainly with unfamiliar topics. Like, I was very unfamiliar with science. I had humanities in school. So, if it was ever very technical or it was philosophical, I would take a long time just to get through the passage. I wouldn't even read the questions. So, I read a variety of topics on various sites, any site, any article you can read on. Say, if you're very weak with politics, just political articles or articles on economics, just get a brief idea of what kind of terms they normally use in articles. That will help you get through the actual reading very fast. If you can pinpoint, okay, this means this, you'll be able to connect them.
Fine, wonderful. So basically, you figure out a problem and address it. So that's what it did. I think that's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. That I think that's your general theme. Meaning's theme is that find out a problem, address it. So let's get to legal. Legal is anything special you did for legal reasoning?
Legal was first, you have to get a brief idea of the topics you're going through. Like the topics that will come mostly criminal law, although there wasn't any criminal law passage this year, but normally it's criminal law, contracts, family, all the topics. I think Career Launcher gave a list and the classes. So do attend, like do get your basics clear and then move on to the specific cases or questions. Like the terms should be very clear what each term would mean in general. Like if you're
Okay.
doing criminal law, you have to know the difference between murder and culpable homicide, even if they are giving the passage there. So
You're
basics are
saying
very
that
important to people.
you're saying the familiarity with the common term that is common legal terms will help you navigate the passage better, is what I'm
And
hearing. Uh,
there are some types of questions like vicarious liability. There's a certain type of questions that you will get when you practice a lot of previous year questions. You'll get that, okay, iska answer usually yahi hota hai. So that will give you an idea what kind of thinking they expect.
okay. Another areas you said maths. Did you struggle with maths or maths was smooth?
I was
Or
my accuracy was good. My speed was very slow in maths. It would take me 35 minutes to get through 15 questions, which is not possible in an exam such as CLAT. So I did try to increase my speed for a few months. I got it down to 25, but I couldn't get it down anymore. So I covered up for that using English and legal. I cut time on those two sections and gave it to maths.
okay.
That
So okay, okay. So your plan was I understood maths. For me, I can only do this much maths. So what I can do is make other things better, so that I can take some time out for maths. That's a plan that you did.
yeah,
That's
and I cannot go beyond 25 minutes for maths. It is impossible for me to do it in below that time.
okay. So you worked on other area. Wonderful. So that's what guys you should know, that you should understand your problem and figure out a solution to it. So there are a lot many people who don't touch maths or fear maths. What is your
And
advice to what is the, you're one of them, is it? No.
you have to do maths. It's scary. Most of the times it's scary, but you can't run away from it. It'll get you 15 marks if you get it right. So
Uh,
just think about that. It has only one answer, unlike other areas where you will be like, okay, this can be A, this can be D. You will at least find the answer in maths. Once I solve it, it will be A.
actually, I also don't understand why people leave it. It's like somebody gave you 150 questions. You said, no, I don't want. You keep 15 with you. I will not touch it. Like, I will only do one
I
third.
did that for 2 months. I realized that's not going to work for me. I have to attempt maths.
Oh, you
So
started with not attempting math. You're
my original mock school had a zero in maths. So I, yeah, that's how I started.
so for all those of you hearing, if let's say, I'm sure that many of you would be in the situation that Meenal was in, but then you take those struggles head on and then you deal with them. Coming to the last area, GK. What was it, newspaper, or what are the things that helped you with respect to
Uh,
GK plan?
So I went through all Manthans, master stroke sessions. I attended almost every single one of the session. I don't think I missed any. It isn't just about the session, it's about you have to complete 2 Manthans in a week. You have a class, you have to do it. So it gives you kind of a schedule. It forces a schedule on you that you have to do this much GK in a week. So when you actually attempt the questions, you remember, okay, I studied this, I did this. And that helps you in static as well, because when you are reading about a topic, you will get, you know, uh, you can't, I don't know, you can't hack GK. You can't say, "Okay, okay, these 7 passages will come." This year's CLAT was not like that. Last year's CLAT was not like that. You can just keep going on with GK and try covering up with other subjects.
I know GK is one such area. Eventually, CLAT only gives 7 topics, and it's from
Yeah.
anything. And there is कुछ भरोसा ही नहीं है what they end up doing with respect to GK.
Yeah.
Didn't know the spelling of Zelensky. You knew.
I just take A and hope that he doesn't have a middle name. I don't know.
Was a crazy. It was a crazy question, and you
A
got
lot
that
of
question.
people lost marks in that, and that was not fair to them because it's just a letter. So, yeah.
Uh, okay, so I have a theory for the next year. Next year, I think we should do GK towards the end. So and I think this is my new theory that I'm going to fly with, because what is happening is that you don't know what the hell is going to be with GK. People started doing GK, lost their cool in the paper and messed up. Lot many people would have done that at this point in time, and they messed up other section. This is just my theory. I'm going to work on this theory. I'm not saying that this is the best one. So did you have any during the paper on the D-Day? What was your mind like? So you entering the paper, did you have any target in mind, or what?
First thought was all 35 questions are going to be so unfamiliar. I won't know a single answer in GK because that's possible. But thankfully, at least 3 to 4 topics were something I had heard about. So
Okay.
I could attempt those. uh, you panic a bit during maths, you panic a bit during the long passages of legal. But then I just told myself, okay, even if you get this one wrong, there's still 100 questions to go. You can, you can get a question wrong here. It's all right. So
Meenal, you're a complete total fighter. And I'm sure that everybody in your family is now super happy, very proud of you. ah, and what are your plans? I'm guessing you're going to Bangalore. Have you thought? Huh?
That's I think that's what I want.
So you'll get it anyway. Okay. So is there? Do you have any plan in mind? Getting in there? Do you have any thought of it, or is like I'll go there, figure out myself. Well, let me start the journey. So what are you thinking at this point in time?
I would like to explore a bit at least for 1 year in law college. I would like to look at the different opportunities available, and then I'll think about what I want to do after college. Just want to get in once, and then slowly I can start figuring it out.
Yeah. And all the very best, Meenal. You figure out. I'm sure that you'll do well in life. And congratulations once again, and to your
Thank you.
parents and your friends and everyone who helped you in this journey.
Thank you so much.